I got a story for everybody out there to explain why I wasn't here last week and just what happened last week. If somebody can take something from it and helps them, then I hope so. And that's the best I could do, really.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. By the power of Christ. This is
Me?
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I am Sphar. Zach, how are you doing, my man?
I am Meat Popsicle.
And the Todd, how are you doing?
Fuck off. Tell your
All
story.
right. I did get to Lindy's facts story, and I'm liking those. I think those are cool just to throw into breakup stuff when you go through all the facts and stuff. I think people think that's pretty cool.
Actually felt really bad during that because I was going on 4 hours of sleep. I'd been up for like 16 or 18 hours at that point, and I was just like a zombie, you know. I was just like, and I when I was listening back when I was editing down, I was like, yeah, I missed that. Yeah, why didn't I say that? Where was my 8-year-old brain there? And I was like, well, you know, that's what happens when the Todd and Sphar aren't here, I guess. So
I was technically awake, kind of.
I was present, but not real present.
I was up in Utah Pimp.
What's going on up there? Did you have a show?
No.
No?
Looking for a hoe.
There you go. Right.
I went to Idaho to find Utah Pimp.
Found out you the hoe and they ain't the pimp.
Well, let's just say I went up there to meet someone and ended up at the Eastern Idaho State Fair. And as a very not religious person and a not imaginary friend kind of guy, I had a come to Jesus moment as I was able to find an Uber in Blackfoot, Idaho. There's not a whole lot in Blackfoot, Idaho, but I found an Uber, and I was able to get a ride, and I ditched a chick at the Eastern Idaho State Fair.
Uh-oh.
Bravo.
And in typical Todd fashion, I was like, well, I guess we're going to find out if there's a God. Ah, holy shit, I got an Uber. There must be a God. Have a nice life. I'm out.
You're going to like my story, then.
Oh, shit.
So it was a show up and meet somebody, and things didn't work out well, I'm assuming. It went,
Yeah, well, you know, it's modern society where, you know, they say a bunch of things to reel you in, and then the truth is never quite what it seems.
mm-hmm.
You got Mormon fished.
Is that,
Pretty much.
Like catfish,
so
but with Mormon.
I directly, so I got bored and I joined a dating site.
okay.
And this person matched with me, but I have a screen out element that's like straight up, if you say you're LDS, you're out. And she just said she was Christian other. Get up there and it's, oh yeah, so what church you go to? Oh, well, I go to the ward in my area. So you're LDS. Well, I don't really think of myself as LDS.
You don't? Okay.
Alrighty then.
Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. Uber, where is it?
Fuck yeah, dude. That's how it started. You know, fucking getting on fucking rides, and all of a sudden she's like, you should come to church with me, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't think you understand who I am at all. At all.
All of this brings up bad things.
Lots of bad things.
Speaking of church, okay. I used to be the guy, not even that far back, really, that would get off of work and be in a good mood, thinking, go home, make it home before the kids get off school, stuff like that, and get home and mow the yard, pick up sticks, clean the gutters, anything like that, doing stuff around the house, cleaning stuff up. And I always did it happily. And, stop by and get me some beers and have some beers. Kids get home, do some homework, cook something to eat, have some beers, go to bed, get up and do it again. And then in the past few months probably is when it got kind of where I was just so negative all the time and so depressed and freaking just angry, if you guys could believe that.
I have not noticed.
Yeah, so it was drinking more and drinking more. And I remember being on the road a couple weekends ago just thinking, you know what, my family would probably be better off if I didn't make it back anyway, so screw it.
Matt. Shut the fuck up.
I'm not kidding, that's what I was actually thinking.
Hey, let's not talk over each other.
Yeah. If you
Let's
will
not
be offended.
let's not speak loudly.
K D whatever the fuck it was.
Whatever.
And Matt is expressing opinions and ideas. He is still sitting here. Holy fuck, he's drinking a Canada Dry.
Oh yeah, man, I've been going through them like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm not kidding. Life-changing thing happened. I haven't had a beer for 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. So it started after. Oh, and another thing that I would do is say my prayers every night and read my Bible, go to church almost every Sunday. And then I guess the world has a way of getting you to stop doing that, even though I didn't intentionally mean to. It's just less and less and less and less and less and less until it was none at all. So it started after the last podcast that I did with Zach. We always said we have about 4 beers during a podcast. Well, I had 3 during that one, and I had one sitting here. And I was like, I'm supposed to go over to my sister's house to help her and her husband do some stuff on the house. My brother was over there, my dad. And so I'm like, okay, I'll go. I took the beer that I had here, was kind of warm, so I stuck it in the refrigerator and grabbed me another one and headed over there. I don't remember anything almost from the time I left the house.
Whoa.
Until I was just driving out by my sister's house. I apparently stopped by my grandma and grandpa's old place on the way there just to see what it looked like. Whoever, I didn't even know who lived in it, just stopped at the house and knocked on the door, wanted to come inside and see the house. And when I came to, kind of remembered what I was doing, I was like, I'm not even close to Crystal's house. So I had to drive to get to Crystal's house. I was like, I got lost. And she goes, what do you mean you got lost? I was like, I don't know, because I can drive there. I could point you there with a blindfold on to get to it. But that's what I did. And so while I'm there, I don't remember talking. I don't remember seeing anybody. I remember pulling up into the drive and walking up there, and then that was about it. And so the next day, I did ask Derek. I do remember asking Derek to give me a ride home, even though I'd only had like 4 beers. And Derek gave me a ride home. So I get a call the next day from my sister going, I was worried about you. I'm like, why? She goes, you were saying things that you don't say. And she goes, your eyes didn't look like you, and the way you were laughing wasn't you. And I was like, I don't remember any of it. And then my dad tells me, he's like, do you remember telling me that you went by my mom and dad's house? I was like, no. He goes, that's what you said. He goes, you walked up to me and said, I stopped by your mom and dad's house to check it out. He goes, instead of saying your grandma and grandpa's, you said my mom and dad's. And I was like, I don't remember that. And he goes, I looked at you one time and your eyes looked red and your laugh was not yours. And apparently I was saying GD this and GD that, and I normally don't. I mean, I've heard myself say it on this podcast, and I was ashamed after I heard it, but I normally don't talk like that. But that's what I was doing. So I'm thinking, okay, well, it was, I don't know. But that Sunday I wake up, I feel fine until about midday, around noon or something like that. And I just got sick as a dog. I think I told you that I had COVID. I thought I had COVID again.
Right.
Because I was just throwing up, and I hadn't been eating for like a couple days. So I was just throwing up like left and right, just anytime. I was just chugging bottles of water and couldn't stop, just going to the bathroom, throwing up. So laying in bed, couldn't sleep. It was one of those deals where you'd get like, for 1 second, I'm like shivering so much. I'm freezing cold, and I got pulled in the blankets over top of me. And the next thing I know, I'm sweating.
And then you can't get them off fast enough.
Yep. Can't get comfortable anyway. Anyway, I laid, it hurt. My lower back was in such pain. So I was supposed to run some trucks on Monday. Well, I couldn't because I was sick. I thought I was sick. So I called him and said, I'm not going to be able to do that today. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, the next day I wake up, it's the same thing. Tuesday, I'm like, I can't pick up those trucks today. I'm going to do it tomorrow, whether I'm still sick or not. Okay, we'll hold them for you. Okay. So about Tuesday, about halfway through the day, I start feeling good. I'm like, yeah. It's like, all right, finally, I feel good. I don't have any beer here. And it did cross my mind, run up to the gas station and grab you some beer. And I was like, nah. I was like, I'll just drink water because I just got off done being sick. So
Right.
I didn't. I did run up to the gas station because my boy's sitting there yelling at me, Dad, we need AAAs. The remote control won't work. This thing's junk.
And by the way, while you're there, give me some of them powdered donuts.
He does want the powdered donuts and a Prime. Give me a Prime, which I'd rather him drink that than soda all the time. So, But so that night, I'm like, I have got to go. I haven't slept very well because I've been sick. I'm going to go to bed early. But that day I washed the sheets because I'm like, I've been sick and laying in bed. I don't want any of that plus sweating and stuff. I'm just wash the sheets, put them on. I go to get in bed about 7:30, and it was like, I don't know, 10 minutes of laying in bed. Like I get in there, I throw the comforter, I flip it over. So it's doubled up on my wife's side because she gets cold and I'm hot. All I need is a sheet. I crawl into bed and it's like 10 minutes in, I start feeling the covers like getting pulled down by my feet. And I'm sitting there trying to think in my head, I'm like, did I not use enough like dryer fabric,
Right.
Is there like static cleaning in this or something? But that wasn't it. It just kept doing it over and over. And then as soon as I started to drift off to sleep, something hit my foot, like slapped my foot. So I was like, how sometimes when you're starting to fall asleep and you'll jump?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was something like that. I'm trying to play off anything. Feels like the comforter keeps bumping up against me. Sheets keep getting tight around my feet. And then I'm laying there about ready to drift off, and a hand, you'd have to be watching to see this, but a hand hits my head like this. Like I could feel the fingers. And it was like trying to keep me awake. So I'm laying there, and then all these visions start going through my head, like terrible, horrible things, and I can't stop them. And it's like a Clockwork Orange where his eyes are held open and he's got to watch that.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there praying and praying, trying to get it to quit, but I haven't prayed for so long I lost all my armor. So I'm just kind of sitting there, just laying there with all this going through my head, and it eventually lets up and stops because I won't quit. I just keep, praying. And then the next thing I know, something hits my foot again, and I jump up out of bed, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look down at the end of the bed. My wife's scared. I was like, that is the second time something has hit me in the foot and something's hit me in the head. And so she's freaked out after this. I was like, I shouldn't have said anything. But so I lay down. I don't sleep at all. I get up and I go. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm losing my mind. I haven't slept. I was sick, blah, blah, blah. So I get up. I go get that truck. I run that truck, drop it off. I get in my car, and I'm driving to the next truck. But I'm getting tired. Pull off into a rest area. I'm sitting there. I watch a little bit on my phone, unwind and whatever. And then I lean my seat back, put my pillow up. Next thing, scratching on the back of my seat. Just the second that I laid back and started to close my eyes, there were scratches on the back of the seat. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. But it won't quit. It just keeps doing it. I set my seat up, no scratches. Lean my seat back and sit there and listen, nothing. Second I lean back, start to get comfortable, scratches on my seat, on the back of my seat. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't like this. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So right now, Matt, I'm wondering, are you schizophrenic?
No.
Or what did we do? What episode did we do? What was it?
I don't know what it was. I don't know what caused it.
He went out to Dylan's house. That's what he did.
Yeah.
I haven't been out there for a while either. I'm going to be done with that for,
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But no, this was all extremely real. And so I sat back up and I'm like, okay, well, I grabbed my phone, put on this religious thing on YouTube, and I'm sitting there watching it and thinking, okay, I just got to get my head clear or whatever. And the next thing I know, I see a face in my floorboard down by my feet that's like smoky. And I'm sitting at a rest stop underneath a light where my car is lit up. Like I'm not seeing things. There's a face, and I like kicked at it because I had my shoes off because I was getting ready to sleep. Yep.
Was there any cocaine involved in this story?
No, if there's cocaine involved, I'd have still been driving.
All right. Well, I had to ask. I
wouldn't have stopped till I got there. And then maybe not stop then. I don't know. But no, I see this face that's looking at me, and I like kick at it. I'm like, what is going on? And then the next thing I know, the face pops back up and her hands pop out. And I go ahead.
Did you say, You are one ugly motherfucker.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Didn't.
Just check. All right, continue.
The hands pop out, and they're not like fingers. They're like hair, like spools of hair that are like floating, and it touches my knees, and I feel the hands go up the legs of my shorts and touch me. Actually, I could feel pressure. Like, actually, Todd, I'm not joking. This. Go ahead.
Is this going to turn into a gay porn?
No.
Okay.
No. It touches me, and the voice in the back's going, "Do it. Just do it. Do it. Just do it." And I said, "Get behind me, Satan," 3 times. The first 2 times I said it kind of like a whimpering bitch because I was a little scared. And the third time I said it, I meant it, and it stopped. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to sleep. Fine, I'm driving. So I start driving. I call my brother immediately. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I call my brother. I'm like, dude, you got to pray for me. This is not good. I was like, I'm going through some stuff right now. This sucks. So I'm driving, and he's like, you need to find some place to pull over if you haven't slept. And I'm talking to my sister. I called her too and talked to her, and I pulled off at this truck stop because I was to the point where I was like, I don't feel safe. I mean, I was driving fine, but I didn't feel safe. I was like, I've been awake too long. Pull off, go inside, and grab me a soda, come back outside. And I'm just standing out, walking around my car, talking to my sister. My brother goes, you need to get home as fast as you can, but wait till the sun's up. Wait till the sun's up and then try to get some sleep. You'll probably be okay because demons don't like it in the daylight. I'm like, okay. He goes, put on some religious music and try to get some sleep. I'm like, okay. I wait till the sun comes up, find a place to park, I turn on some religious music and lean my seat back. My car starts going like this. And my left arm starts shaking so bad I can't stop it. So I'm like, okay, driving again. Let's go drive. So I drive to get my truck, but I can't hook up to that one. Okay, well, my brother calls me with a guy that he works with to save me over the phone. Like, I do that whole thing again that I've done before, but I let it go like too long, basically. So I can't hook up to that truck, so I get another one. I drive about 2 hours, get that truck, and I drive it to Terre Haute, drop it off, and drive home. Get a shower, get cleaned up. I'm tired. But as soon as I lay down in bed, same thing. Just voices touching me, poking me, like my body's falling asleep in certain places. I'm getting pinched. It's like bugs are landing on my face, but there's no bugs. So I finally just jump up. I'm like, I know what this is. I call my brother. I'm like, you got to help me get up out of bed. I got to call Dad. Called my dad, and he called our preacher friend of ours, me and my brother. He comes by and picks me up. We drive to the church at about, I don't know, it was probably midnight. And I go inside, and they put hands on me and start praying. And I'm sitting there just bawling, and I can't stop shaking. My whole body's just shaking and convulsing. And I feel, once I start praying too, and I feel like my feet fell asleep. And then it just traveled up my legs, up like all the way to my chest. And I could feel it go through my throat and into my mouth. And it was like I was going to throw up. And I let out a cough, just a solid nonstop cough that lasted probably 5 minutes. It felt like my throat was so raw afterwards. And then after that, it was kind of like I was still shaking a little bit, but it let up. And I was just like, I couldn't barely stand up. Like my legs were so shot. I could barely stand up. I was just weak and exhausted everywhere. And so since then there's been pokes and stuff while I'm trying to sleep. And preacher said, he goes, well, he's like, you got the demon out and it wants back in. So it's going to mess with you and it's going to try to keep you awake to make you crazy. It's going to try to scare you. Anything where it can find a door to get back in. So I came home after that and I laid down in bed and the poke started. So I just got up. I'm like, my wife's right there. I'm not going to scare her. I just walked over to my brother's house and slept in his basement. Tried. It was a couple nights before I was able to sleep. The next day after that, I came home and I'm just like, started praying again, read my Bible, I watched the movie The Life of Jesus, and I've probably watched it 12 times since then. I was bawling my eyes out at the end of it just uncontrollably. I just couldn't stop. And I was like, okay, so I know a lot of people would be listening to this going, oh, there's no way that any of that's true. Well, it was true. And you'd think, well, this guy was probably on meth and heroin,
Matt doesn't do drugs.
Beats his wife and kids. No, it was just beer. I just drank beer.
Matt drinks silver bullets, and that's about it. So,
yeah. Well, now I've been pounding the Canada Dries, and I do like it.
Sponsorship? Maybe.
Yeah, it'd be nice. So no, I just thought I'd put it out there because I wouldn't wish that on anybody to go through that. And my sister's like, "How are you not scared?" I'm like, "What am I supposed to do?"
Right.
Okay. I don't know.
It's not like you're not versed in this stuff. It's not like
Right.
you. Yeah.
I just let it go too long is what I did. I didn't, and I went to church for the first time Sunday, and I can't wait to go tomorrow. I turned my back for so long because I just wasn't thinking about it. And once again, listening to some of the episodes that I've done on this, and just heard my dad tell me, he was like, "Yeah, you came up and said that you stopped by my mom and dad's house," and then Crystal asked, she goes, if you ever get in a fight with your wife or something, you can stay out in this shack right here. And I was like, "I'd rather sleep in my truck," I guess is what I said. And Dad goes, "Do you remember saying that?" I was like, "No." And he goes, "That's because a preacher used to live in that." So I was like, okay. But my dad was sitting there watching it. He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to quit drinking too because that was terrifying." So if it helps somebody to I don't know. It's because it's worse if you were, let's say you were a Christian for a long time like I was, and then you just stopped and didn't have anything to do with it. That is worse than somebody that's never known anything about it at all. So yeah, I guess I learned my lesson a little bit there. But yeah, what a way to do it.
Now I feel bad for cursing 7 or 8 times so far.
No. I've just been trying to watch it. I think mostly it's my anger and like the depression. But then I drank to get rid of the depression. Well, actually, the drinking makes the depression worse the next day. You
can't kill a depression with a depressant.
No, you can't. And I was trying to.
Yeah.
So I gave up.
Can we have a Todd moment real quick?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. I love you, Matt, but way to make the whole episode about your imaginary friend.
I know. Well, man, you're entitled. You're entitled to your opinion, man. I know what happened, and I'm going to tell you, dude, those things are real. And if that's real, you know what else is? Yeah. So I was just like, no, I got to get back to the way I was doing things, and so I was just like. And then since then, having a beer pops in my head and it's out just as fast as it jumped in. So I'm not saying I'll never again. I mean, I'll have 1 or 2 here and there maybe, but I'm never the way I was anyway, where it was just
smoke constant. Weed, bro. You'll be good.
Yeah, well, if I didn't have a CDL, yeah, probably would.
Fuck your CDL.
So that's what happened whenever I told you I wasn't going to be able to make the podcast because I was just like, I don't know. It's like, and then some of these things that I was researching and stuff, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to lay off that one.
Yeah.
I'll probably stick to a little bit lighter stuff from now on.
Well,
and then,
in the words of Ricky Bobby's crew chief,
yeah,
thank you for not putting that kind of evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Exactly. When I was in the car, I was just like, I'm hours from home. I'm just hours from home, and then this stuff's going on, and it was just wanting to keep me awake and try to, because I wasn't drinking. It made it mad, and it was just like, well, if we can't get you that way, we'll get you this way. We'll just keep you awake till you're crazy. So, but ever since then, like I said, I took out on the road this week. I was out by myself, sleep just fine in the car. Plus, and when I was in New Jersey, it was like 58 degrees. Now that's sleeping weather, buddy. Let me tell you, that is perfect. I was just like,
ain't no sweating in the car there.
But nope.
Yeah.
Don't have to turn the car on and let the air conditioner run for a while and then shut it off. Enjoy that while you got it.
Right. Well, Matt, that was that's some of the scariest shit I think I've heard in a while.
Yeah. Well, it's scarier when you're there. and I was actually in the middle with it too, between being scared and being angry. Because I seriously was cussing at it. I did try to kick it in the face. That done nothing.
Anger leads to fear.
Yeah.
Fear leads to hate.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it. I had to put down my red lightsaber.
Yeah. Pick up the green one, man. Pick up the green one.
And
Whatever
yet
that
again,
means.
hokey religions.
Yeah.
Lightsabers are no match for a good blaster by your side, kid.
I had a Glock in a glove box, but that would have done as good as my foot. Only I had a hole in the floor in my car.
Well,
So I was actually hoping Lindy could be here too because I didn't tell Zach about that either. So this was all brand new.
yeah. I haven't heard from Matt in like over a week. I was kind of getting worried. So
Yeah, that's what it's been, and I'm just like, gotta stay going this way so I don't have to worry about that ever again.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You're good?
Yep, I am now. It couldn't happen now. I've got my armor back, man. It
Right on.
can't happen now. Todd's just laughing, but people.
Whoa, dude, I've got old brother Rata. I've been baptized.
Yeah.
What about that Piggly Wiggly? And he said,
Yeah.
"I'm forgiven for that one."
He said he was
I'm
innocent of that
sorry,
crime.
man. This is who I am.
I know.
This shit
It's
just
fine.
goes through my head.
I know what was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen.
I am here for one reason, and it's supposed to be comic relief, and I suck at it. But there you go.
No, I just felt.
I'm color commentary.
I think it happened for me to get my head out of my butt for one, and then I think maybe letting people know about it, and if I keep somebody else from going through that, then I think that's good enough.
Right on, man. It'll
So,
be out
yeah.
there. It's going out there.
So it'll be a lot different. I'll be a lot different from now on. Coming up in some episodes where it won't be as
Can we
nasty.
name this? Can we name this episode "Matt Got Touched by Hairy Fingers"?
If you want to, I don't care. And that's what they were, man. And
Let's let the AI figure that out.
and I'm not,
Oh,
and I'm not kidding you.
the
Though.
real demon.
There was
Yeah.
actual pressure and touching, like I could feel it, and not a fan. I wasn't a fan. I was like, I was like, I'm fine if my wife touches it. Anybody else, I'm gonna have just as much a problem with.
I just want to send Jen a pair of hairy gloves now. Just be like,
No.
"Ah,
Yes.
don't
Return
touch it!"
Return to sender.
It sounds like we need to save up, Todd, and maybe get a Sasquatch suit for Jen to wear.
Yeah, that's what we need.
No,
But
I think the gloves will do it because if she just like crawls up and she's like, "Baby, I think I'm gonna make you happy," and he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah," and she just reaches up to pull them shorts down with them hairy gloves, dude, he'll
Well,
lose his fucking mind.
no,
He'll
yeah,
shit
absolutely.
his pants. He'll shit his pants.
Get thrown off the bed across the
And
room.
Jen will be all about it because then she gets out of a blowjob.
That's what it's for.
Dude, I gotta do something to lighten the mood on this one, bro. I love
Yeah.
you. I love you. Hey, we're all here. We're family.
Yeah, no,
Thanks
I knew
for
what was going to
sharing.
happen.
You know, but
It was. I think the only thing that didn't make it as scary was it was just coming at me. Like it wasn't coming
Wouldn't
at my
hurt
family.
anybody else.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
coming at me. So it was just like, well, I don't know what I know. I must have asked for it somehow. I just don't know. Not willingly, I didn't.
You've been, I'm not gonna lie, Matt. You've been pretty miserable for a while. I mean,
I know. I think that's what it was. Is just probably depression and stuff like that. Probably opened the door. When you're getting pretty empty inside. Then
Yeah.
that's probably what it was. So yeah, I'd change that, and then it'll stay changed. I'm not going back to that. And since then, I had a couple job opportunities pop up. Even I'm just like, wow, okay, I'm gonna keep walking on this right hand path instead.
Yeah.
Like I said, put my red lightsaber down.
guys, if you are having suicidal thoughts or
Yeah.
thoughts about hurting other people, 988 Lifeline is the number to call. It's the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Do it.
Yep.
That's what I
Absolutely.
was gonna say. It's not worth it.
I was just glad to have such close family like that too, to where I could call my brother at that time, and he just woke up. He's like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
And my brother's a very religious guy, so I mean, he's like praying over me, speaking in tongues. But it worked. Like it worked fairly quick. It was like I don't know, it was probably there for 2 hours, but as soon as I started, preacher, I won't say his name because I mean he's a family friend, but I don't know if he wants to be mentioned. But yeah, he gave me something to read, and I started reading it, and my hands. It was just like they started shaking so bad I could barely read it. But I got through it, and then we did the ordeal, and out it came. Todd, you're muted, bud. You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, my bad.
Yep.
If
Start
you're
over.
having thoughts of suicide, 1-800-273-8255. If you're having thoughts of self-harm, here's another, 1-800-366-8288. If you just feel like you need a lifeline, 1-800-784-8433. You're feeling depressed, 1-630-482-9696. Drug and alcohol issues, 1-877-235-4525. All of these numbers are available 24/7. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. As you all well know, Republican, Democrat, however you want to look at this, me and Matt have different views on God and devil and things of that nature, but people deal with stuff all the time. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Had Matt called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if I would have been speaking in tongues, but man, I would have fucking held his hand through the phone, and I would have been like, motherfucker, leave my buddy alone. Asshole. Only I touches PP.
Yeah.
Me and Jen. That's it, motherfucker.
That's it. You're off limits, buddy. You're blacklisted.
But yeah, if you need those numbers, rewind them. I tried to talk slow, and
I will. I'll put those all in the show notes, so you can. If you go into the show notes, you'll be able to find those.
We all deal with things, and we all deal with them in different ways. But there's always different types of help that you can find. And these phone numbers, like I said, are available 24/7, and they will get you the resources that will work for you. Okay. If you're not a religious person, they'll get you somewhere where, somebody non-religious will talk to you, however it works, okay? But please, always, don't go it alone. Nobody's alone in this, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Never go off path. No one gets left behind. And not all who wander are lost.
Yep. I was wondering whether I should do this story or not, but then I was just like,
no, man, it's great.
Maybe it happened because I'm supposed to.
Best.
There's nothing
episode
wrong with sharing
ever
experience, especially when you feel it's led you to a better place.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if I would have, I don't know. It was like I think if I would have, that voice saying, "Do it, just do it, do it." The demonic Nike. Just do it. I think it might have been, if I wouldn't have stopped that, it probably would have just taken over then. Probably that, or that's how I felt anyway afterward. Like that's what it wanted. And I was just like, okay, I got to get this taken care of.
Yeah.
So doing better now.
Good. Well, let's wrap it up, gentlemen.
Yeah. I was trying to come up with something. I was like, I need to do something lighthearted after this to kind of break it up a little bit after a story like that. And I was thinking, best looking sports jersey. Like seriously,
Birds on a bat.
Is that but do you think that's the best looking? I know that's your team, but do you think that's the best looking sports jersey of all time? Was it the baby blue or the red?
The red.
The red.
Actually, I would say I am a bigger fan of the home whites.
Okay.
But the reds are good too.
Okay. See, I like the Cubs, but I wouldn't put their jersey up as being my favorite. I'd go Blackhawks sweater, or their sweaters are the best looking sports jerseys. I hope they never change it. I hope it stays the same. Toronto Maple Leafs is another one. I like the hockey jerseys, more so than most of the others. Football.
You don't like the Jersey Devils?
That's a good looking jersey too. Actually, it is. Yeah, very much.
Zach wore that hat for a lot of years.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's cool looking. It's a cool looking jersey.
Stole it from Grant. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's call it, boys.
Baseball wise would be like the Pirates. The sleeveless ones where they got the black, looks like the black t-shirt. I like those a lot too.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, that was just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. But yeah, the story was that.
Fuck the Pirates.
I don't like them. I don't like them.
What are you talking about?
They can lose to everybody in our division until we play them, and then they sweep us. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna throw this hat away.
They steal
Hey,
your
Matt.
booty.
Hey, Matt. We actually talked 2 games against the Brewers last week.
Nice.
Ooh.
I'm not a big fan of the Brewers either.
I'm not
like
either.
I like them better without Ryan Braun. Man, I really didn't like him. If he'd have been in a white uniform with blue pinstripes, I'd have liked him a lot better, but he wasn't.
Well, boys, let's wrap it up.
Yep. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, like, rate, review. Hey, write a review, even if you think we talk over each other too much and talk too loud, like certain people.
Who cares?
But no, go to Spotify and leave a review for us. You can watch the episodes on there, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for tuning in. If, like I said, if you want to message us about something, if you got something like that going on too, I'm not saying I'm gonna be able to help you exactly, but I could give you some advice anyway. So,
Right on. Thanks again, guys. We will see you next Tuesday. Until then,
Sphar.
Zach.
I'm Todd. I'm Todd.
Later.
Later. Later. And Todd says,
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
there it is.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. What a power of Christ.
This is Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
What's my line, Zach? What's my line?